Hello, Rushback here again. Now in today's video we're playing a bit of Team Deathmatch on Hanoi. I'm using the Galil Silencer with Ghost. We'll get into that in a minute. Sleight of Hand and Ninja. Playing Team Deathmatch, which isn't generally what I play, but I thought it's very relevant for what the topic I'm going to talk about in this video. Now, by the title you probably worked it out already. We're talking about Ghost. Is it overpowered or is it not? Now, I'm basically relating this back directly to Wings of Redemption. I know some of my subscribers don't like me relating myself to other commentators because it gets overused, but I don't care. It's my channel, and I feel it benefits the points that I'm making. But basically, Wings of Redemption, along with many other commentators, feel that if you're working for UAV, you have worked for that. Therefore, why should its abilities be hampered by people using Ghost? Because you're looking in the top left-hand corner of the HUD, and of course, most people don't run with Ghosts, so you can see them as a red dot. I bet you get killed by someone, but you're like, whoa, hold on. Because that guy's got Ghost on, therefore he doesn't appear in the HUD. Now, is this overpowered? No. Should it be in Call of Duty? Yes. But should I think it should be limited to certain situations? Once again, yes. Now, first of all, I'm using Ghost in this game. If you want to hate it, do what you like. But how I feel Ghost is completely fine is because everything in this game has a counterattment. And true, the counter spy plane's there to counteract the spy plane. However, this is a waste of a kill streak in my eyes. Because, for example, in every single Call of Duty game so far, there's been the UAV jammer in COD 4, there was it Camouflage in World at War, and there was Cold-Blooded in Modern Warfare 2. And here again, there's Ghost, which pretty much, anyway, yeah. But I feel Ghost is completely fine when you use it for the objective. If I see anyone using Ghost in Search and Destroy, even Search and Destroy, Domination, I see use it in Headquarters, anything that's not kill-based, I will disrespect you because I feel this isn't the way it should be played. As I say, my channel's completely revamped now. I'm only going for the objective. And guess what the objective for TDM is? Getting as many kills as possible, but the main objective is to die as little as possible. Someone going 15 and 9 hasn't done a good job in comparison with the guy who's gone, what, 8 and 0. Because they've got a high kill death ratio and a high KD spread. So the objective of Team Deathmatch is to get as many kills as possible, but mainly with as few deaths as possible. Now, of course, most people in TDM are the lower level players, because when they get the game or when they've prestiged or whatever, they obviously can't play all the game modes straight away. Not when they're prestige, but when they first get this game, obviously they can only jump into like free for all or Team Deathmatch. Pretty much the only options they have in that situation. Therefore, you're going to run into a lot less people with high levels, and they're going to be running the UAV. And if they get a UAV, of course, a lot of people are like, right, I'm going to stick on Ghost. And I agree with this. You should be using Ghost in Team Deathmatch and Freefall because that's playing the objective. Like I said, the objective in Team Deathmatch is to die as little as possible. Now think about how many times you may have died because someone's got a UAV or whatever, and they've seen you on the radar, waited for you to come around the corner and sprayed you down with an AK-74U. Now, is this overpowered? Not in Team Deathmatch and Freefall, like I say. But if a guy is using Ghost in Headquarters, if a guy's using Ghost in Domination, why? Why do you need to stay off the radar? If the objective is to cap as many flags and ensure that you're holding 2 flags at every time, pretty much is the objective of Team Deathmatch, of Domination. Why do you need to stay off the radar for this? Frags are a huge thing of it, and using perks like Lightweight to get yourself to the flags, using Flat Jacket so you don't die when you're capping flags, surely that's the objective, therefore don't use Ghost in these game modes. That's pretty much my 2 cents on that, to be fair. There's not a lot else I can really say about it. If you're going to bitch about this video saying that I'm, saying that Ghost is good, I do agree with this, and I've thought about this for a while, but I honestly do think that Ghost is completely fine when you use it in kill-based games, because that's the objective, guys. Playing the objective is ultimately what you're doing in this game. You play to win, generally, most people do. I know a lot of people like to basically jump into Domination just for kills, or jump into Capture the Flag, or Demolition just to get kills, because you can get a lot of kills in that game mode. But ultimately, if you're not winning games doing it, it's completely pointless you doing it. So, it's pretty much all I can say with Ghost. However, where it's placed in the first blue perk, I do believe that's in the wrong place, and many people have said this also. I feel that the things it's gone up against, like Lightweight, Flat Jacket, Scavenger, I don't think that really compares to Ghost, because Ghost will save your life a lot. And let's say over the period of a year, while Black Ops is out, you may save yourself, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of times because you're not on the radar using Ghost. Now, will you get the same thing for using Scavenger? Very rarely you'll be in the situation where you haven't really got enough ammo, and that picking up a guy's gun is really going to help you out. Of course, Flakjack is a big thing, but I feel Flakjack is pretty well balanced, just because Black Ops have done well with this, because explosions and everything like that are incredibly annoying in Multiplayer 2, and it was one of the main reasons why it didn't really have that keeping feel. A lot of people didn't want to play it, one-man army noob tubes and sort of stuff. Flak Jacket completely counteracts that, because you're almost invincible. A Semtech's got to pretty much land on your like fingernail for it to actually kill you. So this is pretty good to me, but I feel that Ghost should be in the second tier perk. Once again, guys, this is my opinions. It shouldn't be take it as fact. These are my opinions, and if you don't like them, well, unsubscribe. Pretty much. These are my opinions. You're here to see my thoughts on and opinions on certain subjects. But I feel that Ghost should be along with Sleight of Hand, Steady Aim, Warlord, because all these things are beneficial getting kills. Like I said, in the first tier, is Lightweight going to give you kills? No. Is Flakjacket going to give you kills? No. Does it benefit you in any way to getting kills? No. It's more. Most of them are more defensive. Like, for example, Lightweight Pro means you can jump off the highest thing, and you won't make any noise or get any damage. So this is pretty defensive. Flakjacket, once again, defensive. Generally, when you're using Scavenger, you're playing defensive. And Ghost, staying off the radar, is a huge perk. And it should, like, for example, Sleight of Hand Pro, it's a very offensive perk because you aim down the sights quicker. Steady Aim will help you get kills by hip firing. Therefore, Ghost should fit into this category because it's both Steady Aim, Warlord, maybe not Warlord, but Steady Aim and Sleight of Hand are two perks that are very beneficial in helping you improve at the game and becoming better, and likewise Ghost is as well. So this is where I think Ghost should be, either there or with Ninja. But of course the sounds in Black Ops aren't as good as they were in other games. Therefore sound whoring, well, I think people are over exaggerated it most of the time, saying that you can't sound whore in Black Ops. I can perfectly well. But it's definitely not as good as, for example, COD 4. You could pinpoint where they are across the map on that game. But I personally thought Modern Warfare 2 was pretty broken in terms of its sound when they use Ninja, because it's pretty much silent to me. But that's a different video I may get into. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. This is fairly in-depth, slight bit of a rant at some people maybe, so sorry for that. But I just want to say that I've got a lot of videos up here, guys. I'm getting myself a new PC. I had to sell my Mac for reasons I'm not really going to get into, but I'll be getting myself a new PC very shortly. And like I say, my new target, guys, is to post a daily video. And I've got a lot of things written down. And if I said podcast to you, what would you guys say? Leave a comment if you want to see me start a podcast with a few of my friends. Maybe pretty funny. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So, I can't remember the score. I think it was 41-6 or something like that. Pretty good for a team deathmatch using the Galil silencer. So, comment, rate, and subscribe, guys. And I will see you in the next video. Alright, peace.